Hello everybody, my name is Zelinator. Turns out I could do a stream on time today. People are probably going to be asking as they show up. So I was thinking about it and I realized I don't want a lamp on each corner. I do indeed want opposite corners. Because if I really want it, I could only have one singular lamp and that'll be enough to light up this whole area. We're not going to do that though. So the question is, how many shelves do I have? As of right now, one. I can't sprint. I was about to try to make that jump. That's up 1, 2, 3. Is that one even finished? No, it's not. I failed every one of those jumps. That's kind of funny. So currently we're sitting at... Oh, wait, hold on. These are doubles. So that's... Is that double completed? I think only half of that. So we're only at 6. 2 lamps each makes 12. 12 torches, 12 lamps. Rather convenient that I could catch up on the stream today because that means I still have one stream day coming up. I should say one day coming up where I don't stream, because I need to catch up since this is technically supposed to be a Friday stream because we're on 425, but that's okay. I'd rather have one episode of not streaming than one episode, or I should say one day where I don't have to stream, as opposed to being behind a day. So in the event that I don't end up streaming on Monday, because I can't remember what I'm doing on Monday. In the event that I don't stream on Monday, I will indeed be prepared. So that way I can take Monday off, and then I'll be all caught up on the Friday after, Friday the 30th. Anyways, while we are here... How many did I say? 12? Because there's 6 lamps. I should say 6 singular shelves. 2 of those are double, but that's okay. We're going to have 1 per each, since it's basically like putting 2 shelves together. Let me turn this down on my end as I try to find the red dust lamps. Because I'm pretty sure red comparator, because it just didn't fit. I have these over here, right? These are a 1.2 item. We're going to get low. I'll have to make another stack of these when I can. So 12 lamps plus 12 torches. And I'll figure out what to do next. Do I want to go more tree chopping? I could work on that record farm. The bee stuff is just about done, with the exception of I need another bee nest, but I don't know how much I really want to go out exploring for them. Good news. Turns out 1.15.2 is when you can get more bee nests from growing trees next to flowers. I don't know if that's the same as the pre-releases, though. I guess I probably should have checked. My fault. But yeah, they increased the percentage. They increased the bee nest percentage. So now there are more possibilities for it to spawn. Let me toss all that away. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I need to whip up my to-do list real fast. Because I forgot I had something. I had stuff planned. Let me do this before I forget. I gotta find wherever I wrote down my list. What? Alright, so turn this into oops, wait, hold up. And then alright, cool. I have ideas. I have a bunch of ideas. And I gotta make sure I write down my ideas before I forget my ideas. Anyways, I remember Potatoes saying something recommended for what I should be doing for 1.15. It was bee related. But other than getting that bee nest for the block museum, I don't particularly know what else I needed to do. I can't remember. Not important, I suppose. In fact, I suppose I just said suppose a bunch. 1.15.1-pre-1. Is this the beginning of bee nests generating more? Proof chunk rendering. Oh wait, I'm on 15.2 pre-1. Oop. Game rules changes. Alright, oak and birch saplings have 5% chance to have bee nest. Now 2% chance to spawn in flower forest and a 0.2% chance to spawn in birch forest hills, tall birch hills, and wooded hills biomes. You're telling me it only spawned in regular forests and not even birch forests? You know, no wonder why it was so hard for me to find them before. Because it turns out they just didn't have the generation conditions yet. So now I'm kind of thinking, do I chop down the trees in the current bee thing and try again for a bee nest? That's currently what I'm feeling. Alright, well, one thing at a time, we gotta put down the lights because, truth be told, I'm not particularly in the mood to go back out to the beta 1.2 area and chop down a bunch of trees. I gotta make wood for chests, I suppose, because I have 8 stacks of birch, 8 stacks of spruce. I already spent all my dark oak. I don't even know how many more chests I need to make right now, since we need the shelves first. Alright, well, anyway, let's head up here. So originally, I was thinking of just having the lamps on top of this portion, but then I realized, wait a minute, I gotta climb up this, so how about instead we put it here? Then we'll just put that next to it. There we go, call these emergency lights, I guess. So close. Not really. I'm gonna say so close, though. Oops. That time I didn't even jump. I waited too long. I was doing a bunch of parkour yesterday. I made it through, and that's the important part. One of these days I will make... Oh, did I run out of ladders? That's a problem. Wait, hold up. There we go. Order of operations. Oh, there we go. Now we have lights up here. I realize, though, that I don't have any way to light up. I don't have any way to light up the lower shelves. We're just gonna hope that nothing really spawns there. Thing is, I don't know what the current darkness is, because this midsection could be a problem. Thing is, anything that spawns up there is gonna have to fall to take fall damage. Or fall and take fall damage. Anyways, not important. What we might do, pass by the end real fast, get my axe all nice on the up and up. Or, I could try working on the bee thingies again. As the wiki says, pre-release 1, right? That's not that. Alright, forward march. Let me go take the axe, and we'll head back here into the bee thing. Because if I could get more bee nests, that would be nice. No. Yes, bee nest, not beehive. Alright, but first, let me grab all of these. I say all as if there's a bunch. Only 2, but that's okay. Alright, so the trees I can leave are the trees that have the nests. How did the smoke go through that one? I don't know, not important. They don't get mad for chopping down trees, right? They're not the Lorax. I still have bone meal, right? If I don't get any saplings from the decaying leaves, I'll just plop down more. It's alright if I have additional leaves. Famous last words. I don't even know what counts as a tree. Is it just a log and leaves? Because for all I know, maybe it doesn't even check if it's a tree. It just checks for placement, sees if there's flowers around within a certain radius around a nest. I don't know. Yeah, let's see if I can pick up another 4 saplings. Because what I really could do is what? If I really wanted to, probably chop down all the trees, completely clean out the leaves, and then just plant new ones. The only thing is I don't know if the trees are going to grow with the nests and hives already here. That's an apple. It's probably wasting a lot of food. Some of the leaves are decaying though. That's the important part. I don't particularly want to start breaking them with my own hand though. Wait, you could bone mill the ground and get double tall grass? I thought you would only get double tall grass if you manually created it, or if it naturally generated. Howdy Paul, welcome back. You say Backrooms movie coming soon, and unrelated, but I'm pretty sure I saw a poster for the Skibidi Toilet movie. I don't know if it's real or not, because I know the movie being in the works is at least real. Sad. Big bowl of sadness. But, like, I don't know what Backrooms movie progress is. Your brother just graduated high school. Something's not right. Something's not right. Hope it's better than the Minecraft movie. Ah, that's a shots fired. Well, hold on. What do you mean your brother just graduated high school? Math isn't mathing right now. Are there no more saplings? I got 1 sapling from all those. Am I gonna have to come back here with more saplings? Well, anyways, let me plop this down. Let me steal all this real fast. This is, if it isn't already mine. Oh wait, hold up. That was a waste. There we go. I know Kane Pixels is the name of the YouTube channel. I don't know what his real name is. Very well could be Kane Parsons. Oh, there's a sapling up there. Come on down, little guy. You're destined for greater things. Ow. There's no way this one's gonna have a nest on it. Alright, so with all that taken care of, we're gonna chop this down again. We're gonna keep chopping this down until we succeed. Except now I really do need the sapling. Anyone else? Any other saplings hiding around here? Alright, well, let's just go grab a stack or so. I think I understand now why so many people like using the Elytra for traveling across their base. They don't like walking. I guess I'm not walking, no, I'm running. Not important. I've not heard of Brugly channel before. Is the sun going down already? No, I'm going crazy. It's only noon. Howdy, potato, welcome back. That very well could be stemming from broccoli. I am not one of those people who've heard of the channel before. I am not YouTube literate anymore. Nah, who am I kidding? I wasn't even YouTube literate back in 2012. There are a lot of big channels I just didn't care to watch. I wonder. I should go back and rewatch YouTube Rewind 2012 and see how many of those people are still around. Every once in a while, I want to go back and rewatch YouTube Rewind. Because, you know, it's already been 7 years since the last official one. We're going to ignore the 2019. That one was not the same as 2012 to 2018. I'd have to look through all the credits and see how many there are. Because I'm just not going to recognize the people off the top of my head. Alright, any more saplings? RIP sapling. Nope, alrighty. Come on, trees. I'd appreciate it if this was not what you did. If it generates a tiny tree one more time, I'm gonna have to clean up a bunch of these leaves. I'm already feeling it, Mr. Krabs. That's what'll happen. Because I know trees need space to grow, but like, it's just leaves up here. Nope, I guess not. I've just been unlucky. I wonder how many of these saplings I'll go through. With a 5% chance, I need, was it 20? No, was it 2%? I can't even remember the numbers. 2% means I'll need 50, 5% means I'll need 20. On average, based on the literal math. Oops, that was my fault. I didn't realize I didn't chop down all the logs. Wow, I'm already past a stack of logs. Who would have thought that having a tree farm was actually effective at getting logs? Okay, I'm about ready to give up on this tree and gonna try with another one. I'll go for one more tree that's not the super short one. And then I'm gonna try, oops, hold up. Then I'll try a different tree. Alright, well, let's put the lilac back. That's not the lilac. Alright, we give up. We'll move somewhere else. Howdy, Minty. It is indeed your favorite YouTuber back at it again, streaming. And let me go grab some more bone meal. Oh wait, I had another stack on me. Oops. Or another 10. Double tall plant. There's no other double tall plants? There we go. You know, I'm gonna feel ever so slightly better about myself and put the flower right there, even though I know diagonal works normally. That's not cool. I'll take the apple, thank you. Oopsies, I didn't mean to bone meal the grass. What I'll probably end up doing is going until I have 6 saplings left. Because once I had 6 saplings, then that is prepared to at least put the last of the trees back. At least a positive to all this is going to resupply my oak wood. The wiki said for pre-release 1, that is now possible. The beaver release. Oh wait. Oop. I didn't even realize that it was the full release of 15.2 that they increased the probability of finding them out, as well as generating next to flowers. The probability is still within the single digits though, which means either way I would need a lot of trees. Oop. I'd probably have better chances if there weren't so many leaves already here. But too late. Oh, this is my last piece of bone meal. Boop. Alright, well, that was fun while it lasted. We're gonna catch some Z's, reset the weather timer, and go somewhere else. And then I will have to temporarily... Wait, hold on, what is... Oh, never mind, here, I'll just put that there for now. Move the sunflower. Move you as well. I'm indeed not surprised that 1.16 is already going to be 5 soon. I was kind of hoping that by the time I would reach 1.17, that the post 1.13 versions would start feeling old. That has not yet occurred. Oh well. That's okay, because UMP won't return until 1.18 feels old. I don't know how long it'll take for me to think that 1.18 is old. For all I know, it could be 10 years. 2031. Can you imagine not watching another UMP episode till 2031? That's 6 more years. Howdy, IDAC. Welcome back. It's been a while. Team Sheepint was from the VR streams. I barely remembered the VR streams. I barely remember Team Sheepint. I don't think 1.20 is 3 years old. 3 years ago was 2022. Wasn't that 1.19? Has it really been over a year since IDAC's been here? That long? Yeah, no, let me toss that. Toss the apples. That's not the apple chest. Oh, okay, so you have been here within the last year. Alrighty. So let me do some thinking, because there's this image in my mind. But I might have to verify some math real fast. Alright, let me look this up real fast, because I need to know. Minecraft creeper explosion radius. I should say the radius of it wants to detonate. Isn't it something like 3 blocks? Or 4? Alright, let me just look up radius. Creepers are within 16 blocks. When within 3 blocks of a player, creeper stops moving. There we go. So that's what I know, 3 blocks, which means I need to keep my creepers 4 blocks away. That's the magic number. Howdy, howdy, welcome back. I had a question for you. I had a question I wanted to ask you yesterday, but I can't remember what my question was, because I was talking to Ian, and I had a question, and I can't remember what it was. Oh, you're not on summer break, right? You start in June? That's what the question was. And then, how far do skeletons start seeing you? Because if it's 4 blocks for creepers, how far away does the skelly bum need to be? They see within 16 blocks, and then when within 15 blocks and clear line of sight, they start shooting. Okay. I think I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna need some water. Alright. I have a plan. Let me grab 2 water buckets. I'm gonna have to get this all going first and probably test it out with pigs. I don't care enough to find the record farms because of how much exploring I have to do just for terrain. Oh yeah, we do have another hour and a half. He very well could show up within this time. Alright, so I was gonna say where to build it, but then I realized, oh wait, I've got a big plot of land off in that direction. Alright, well what do I build it out of? Not wood. We don't have any wood. I'll probably use cobblestone and glass. Creepers don't burn in daylight, so I could use glass for them. I'll just need to make sure that the skelly bums stay within the shade. They'll still need to spawn in darkness, though. 7.5 minutes on Minty Standard Time. Oi. Well, too late. Too late about Mountain versus Minty Standard Time. Alright, so we'll grab these. I'll leave the spawners for last. I'll need to verify what the radius for spawners is. Because thankfully, they just fall, right? Of course 2020s have been passing fast. We're right about the halfway point. You know what, here, I'll leave one of these behind. This record farm doesn't need to be too large. You know what I could do? I could have lights. If I had redstone... I said that about the Zelenate Co. Oh, you know what? I know why I can have lights. I need to make sure I'm receiving power from the power distribution station. But yes, I have this image in my mind, because I saw a real basic record farm long time in the past, and it was basically 2 tunnels. The only thing is, I feel like I'm gonna end up with a lot of skelly bums just spawning and then not taking out the creepers. Oh, you know what I could do? I could have it so that when there is one skelly bum in the chamber, it closes a trapdoor or activates a piston or something and prevents anything else from entering. But I mean, we lost 2 years of this decade. What 2 years are you referring to? I could use stone bricks, except I don't think I have a lot of those right now. I used a lot of stone and stone bricks on this, and well, I spent the smooth stone for the dam. I passed it. What did I pass? There's stone bricks there. 2020 and 2021 don't feel lost to me. Those were pretty good times for me. Alright, where do I want to put this? Decisions. This really is starting to feel more like a settlement. Maybe I'll put it this way, because I don't know what else I'm going to have in the retail area. I could build it closer to the shoreline. Hold on, what's wrong with that water real fast? I know some of the water I never got around to fixing, and part of that is I wasn't able to fix it until 1.5 or so. I did pass the swamp finding. That's definitely still out in the past. Or out in the distance, I should say. But let me bring all this together. And then I'll need some more water. Because hold on. If I'm going to be spending a lot of time in this area, I should probably make it look nicer. Oops, not the corner. Oh, did that just fill in? Oops. There we go. I think we did it. Hooray! Alright, cool. Now I feel a little better, because that was kind of bothering me. I don't know the last time I've seen a chicken jockey on this world. I'm pretty sure it's been a while. You'll have to remind me, though, to try to get a name tag. If we ever do get back there again. So what I'm currently envisioning is 2 tunnels. One straight forward, and one coming in sideways. I'm thinking. Let me check out the spawn radius for spawners, because I want to say it's a 9x9, and then about 5 blocks tall for these regular mobs. To the wiki. Away! 9x3x9. Okay, so then that means the building itself has to be 11x11 for the walls. Life was born for you back then? That's unfortunate. Alright, let me set all this down real fast. I'm going to be spending time in the area. Pretty sure I'm nearly out of torches, though. I don't think I have any other torches after this. How long have these mob drops been here? When did a skelly bum die? Oh, well, not important. Let's catch some Z's, reset the weather timer. Maybe I should have left this over here. Alright, well, either way, maybe I'll just start from the bottom up. So, within my current image, I'm kind of tempted to have the player standing position right around here. You know, your will app would be one more inward. Alright, so player stops here. I should say stands on this block. I'll make it look nicer later. Do proper identifiers. So then this is 1 block, 2, 3, 4. Creeper will have to be here. Creepers, I feel, are coming. I was originally thinking from the left. Maybe I should do the right. This is kind of meant to be an area where, in the event that something were to go wrong, This is at least all self-contained. So if this is the stopping point, the creepers will not pass here. Alright, so the creeper's gonna end up standing here. And I'm here, this way. Is not close enough to go boom. Skelly bums are coming in beyond that. So let me all lay this down real fast. I'm probably gonna get stone after all, because I'm thinking of having stone as the border for all this. Because I want glass sitting on top. By the way, the skelly bums can be over here. Because in the end, I will need water, 2 streams of water flowing this way. That will keep them all separate. So if the creepers only go here, he can't go backward. Skellebum's gonna have to go. Do they still get mad at? Do creepers still get mad at Skellebums? I feel like that doesn't occur anymore, but I can't remember. Well, either way, if it's 2 blocks here, that means 2 blocks there. So that way, if the creeper gets shot from Skellebum sitting back here, creeper won't get too close either way, or will not be close enough to be mad anyways. Alright, so thinking. So now I kind of just need the rooms high enough for the mobs to spawn, fall into the water, and flow along. But they have to be within a 15 block radius of me standing right here. I forgot about that factor. That's okay. So that means the spawners themselves are going to be like up here. And then they're going to head off into their 2 separate chambers this way. Alright. Decisions. So much for trying to keep them out over the water, because I realized natural spawning would be over there, but spawners have to be close to. Because once they spawn into existence, then I can at least bring them to where they need to be. Alright, so I guess I'll just start by building the 11 by 11 chamber. So if I'm standing here, it would be best to put the spawner up in there. So if this is the middle wall, hold on, let me bring this. So if I have the midsection around here, then that means I have 10 blocks forward until the next wall. And so half that would be, well, I guess if this is block 1, then it's 5 blocks forward to reach the midpoint. I need to make sure this is within 16 blocks radius, or 15 block radius. I'm trying to visualize all this. So I can go up maybe another 2 blocks. Because if the spawner is going to be right here, this will be the wall. Because I want the spawner right at the position where I'm going to be at to maximize the space. So this right here, that's the midpoint. So then that means it's 1, 2, 3, 4 wall. And then I have 9 blocks in the other wall. So then that's this wall. And then, yeah, there's the next wall. Howdy and welcome back. Alright, there we go. Alright, cool. I'll probably just put the dirt temporarily to mark where the spawner itself is going to be positioned. Yeah, so that's for, then I'll put the spawner right at the edge of there, which means is, yeah. Let's head down here real fast. Let me just look at my math. Alright, so this is 7 blocks, puts it about here, and then that'd be another. So this is 12 blocks in a right angle, which means I'm pretty sure that should be close enough. That's within the limit. So just eyeballing and pretty sure that's fine. I don't feel like doing the math. Alright, cool. So with that taken care of, this is the spawning area, because that's where the spawner itself will be. And then I'll just need to make sure that I have a couple blocks before putting the floor for all the water. So let me get up there temporarily using a dirt staircase. Alright, so now I just have to mirror this box to that side. There's 10, and then yeah, this just lines up. Hold up. Yeah, so it's wall. Yep, okay, cool. So there's my 9x9 space. So now with this taken care of, I'll figure out the lights later, but what I want to do first is build these up higher. So if the amount of vertical space is not super big, I'll just, if the spawner is there, and if it's like 3 blocks, then that means +1, so really 4, plus the ceiling is 5. So I have to go up 5 blocks. 5 blocks to make sure that they have enough vertical clearance when they spawn. I don't think it's a waste of time. I don't currently have access to where are we now. Other people might find use of the record farm in the future. You want to know where I first got the idea for a record farm? Many, many years ago, Ant Venom made a showcase on his peaceful map, and he had a record farm on there. Of course, that was based on natural spawning. But ever since then, the idea has just floated around in my head. So here I am, I don't know, probably 10 years later. Am I actually going to listen to the records? Some of them. I've replaced the records with I've replaced the records with Long Haul Through the Farlands tracks. Not all of them, though, because I currently only have 8. And I plan on having 16. I'll need to verify that the resource pack works. I say as that's only part of the reason. I have the bed on me, right? Nope, I left it down there. Oops. Other people might find use for the record farm in the future. Who's to say they're not going to want to go exploring? Feel free to not be nice. As an American, I support freedom of speech. You could say something not nice as long as it's true. The bed's over there, but I want to finish the roof, because once I get down from here, I don't want to be back up until I figure out the lights. What I'll probably just end up doing is have one singular light right above the spawner. That's probably going to be enough. No, that won't be enough because I'll need to make sure all the space around the spawner, not just the spawner itself, is lit up. I don't like your music. That's a valid opinion. I don't blame you. I'm sure you didn't listen to it for all of those 10-hour streams. It wasn't meant to be. Well, that's not true. It was partially meant to be musical. There are multiple different purposes that Long Haul to the Far Land served. And I realize I forgot this central divider. Alright, let's get this in place. Anything similar to Population Zelanator? I think the first soundtrack only sets the mood. It does not work well as standalone music. And then I went too far in the other direction, where for Team Tree and Origins, it sounds better as background music than it does for than actually setting the mood for the scene. Oh well, hopefully I'll do better in the future. Alright, let me plop down more torches as I try to find the bed again. Here it is. I should move this closer. Huzzah! Wait, why do I have a lamp that's off? Hold on. How long has this been a problem? Have I never noticed this, or did this just happen? Side mission. I wonder if like an Enderman moves something down here. Why is that off? Is this supposed to be... Oh, what? There's my problem. That's not a redstone torch. Alright, well I found my issue. Alright, hold on. Let me go find the exit again. Now I know. I'll need to come back here with another redstone torch and fix that. I straight up just never noticed, even though I know it's only been several days of being on this world. Oops. Alright, so the spawner is going to be the last thing we place in. I'll figure out the lights first, and I realized, I don't know if I'm going to have a way. Yeah, I realized I don't think I have a way to light up this wall. Because I could have lamps in the ceiling, or I could have lamps on that top block itself. I don't know. What do you mean, what type of stone would coal be? Is this just a general science question? Because I'm not familiar enough with classifications to have a valid opinion. "10 minutes behind again." That's unfortunate. 0 drop frames means not something I could do. You know what I could do? I don't know if I ever will. I don't even know if I have a way to do so. But if I had a way to display the dropped frames and the percentage on stream, maybe I would just do that and be like, well, that's what the number says. Why would it be a blackstone torch and not just a coal torch? I get what you're saying now, though. Oh, there's a chunk border. That's why it doesn't look good. I thought this was just regular classic messiness. You're trying to make a joke that didn't work? I didn't know that was a joke. I thought you were asking a serious question. Alright, let me go pick all this up real fast. Well, I guess there's a little bit of stone I could use, even though I know I'm going to need a lot more for the outline of the pathways and stuff. Alright, so I have the top part done. I should probably start here as to where I need to worry. So then I would need one more layer all the way around. Can I Halo reach? Come on. There we go. So I need one more layer for the proper spawning area. I won't be able to reach that, I think. I probably should have started lower, but I wanted to make sure I knew where the spawner was going to be. And now those are clearly marked. Alright, so I need, from there, one block down plus another for spawning, which means I'll need one more for the actual water. Which means if one more is for the water, one more is for the floor. We might get a change in the watercolor palette. You know what? I know, and I would understand for your opinions. I feel like there's always the possibility of they bring the Java watercolors to Bedrock, in which case I know you will have strong words to say. At this point, I don't know which will be which. However, since they brought over some of the Bedrock features within the past couple of updates or so, they very well might lean towards bringing Bedrock over to Java. Another feature that's unrelated to anything in the game itself are the capes. They brought the capes over. They brought two or three of the Bedrock exclusive capes over to Java. Why would the Herobind Creepypasta not work with the new redstone torch textures? It's still the same block, it just looks different. Water in the end is purple on Bedrock? I didn't know that. Can't remember the last time I've been to the end on Bedrock. Alright, I said this was the floor, right? If this is the floor, then that means let me layer all this down real fast. That's a cobblestone I can get rid of. It's red water? That's good attention to detail. Why do they have more dynamic colors? I wonder how many of those have been like that. Has it been red water ever since the Nether was added to Windows 10 and Pocket Edition back in 0.12? It's been that way since Update Aquatic. They really did redo the whole color system on there and said, we're going to make all these look nicer. Start for you guys, so let me put a couple torches temporarily. So let me bring all this over real fast, because I'm pretty sure, and I was right, this does not reach. I'm getting flashbacks to my 360 world. I want to say that was the last time I worked on a mob farm. So the problem is, unless, I wonder if I can get away with that. Do mobs get stuck at the end? If I were to leave this open, because I need the water to flow downward, if I were to just sit here, will they get stuck at the very edge of the water? Because I feel like I'm going to have to drop this layer down as well. And then I'll have to bring them over. I'll probably leave it like that as I place another torch. To be safe, I'll probably use the water going down here. And so if I do that, oh wait, no, hold on, if I do that, I need to make sure that all the water goes this way. Decisions, decisions, decisions. I don't know, but step one, I thought I grabbed 2 of these, did I not? I guess not. I guess I left the second behind. Anyways, I wanted to first wrap up on this side. Favorite YouTuber part 2 because you lost service. Howdy Minty, welcome back. Oh, excuse me, little torch, you gotta move. Oh, we're good. It's Shelfmeister. Oh boy, here we go again. I can't sprint anymore. Nom 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 nom. Oh, sun's already getting low again. This looks terrible. It's a giant cobblestone box. Oh wait. Don't worry. I'm generally not the one who doesn't skip out on food. Burgermeister Meisterburger. You're talking about the old claymation Christmas TV films, right? Because I used to watch those. Alright, I think that one's good. Yeah, I remember. I don't remember much of them. I have images in my head. And some of the songs. Oh wait, hold on, I'm sleeping the wrong way. There we go. Says more toys. He used to say no toys. And I can't remember the reason, but he was mad. And so he put a ban on toys. And then one day that changed. Something like that. I don't remember exactly all the stories. I don't even know how many they made. For some reason, I thought there were a bunch, and then I thought I watched a video on those not too long ago, and there ended up only being a few. He tripped on the toy duck. Oh, I remember. I remember him being in the cast. Alright, let me get back up here real fast. Wait, what biome are we in? We're in an ocean biome? You know what that means? Hold on, I'm at 37. Let me go to Google real fast. Hold on, because I want to know the squid spawns from 50 to 63. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Squid spawned a lot higher than I thought I did. For some reason, I thought they went down to like 30. Not 37. Or not 50. Anyways, never mind. I don't have to worry about squid spawning in here. Alright, let's bring all this in. I should probably get the lights in before the spawner. What is that? A record farm. It will be. I don't know how effective it will be since I cannot guarantee that this is something people often do. What a way to view that story. Interesting. Alright, so what I would need to do... Wait, do I even need all this? If I just have the water... If I just had the water start from there, they could just drop down in the Oh wait, they'll have to move over. Unless if I had, say, 2 sets of water, and they flowed more towards the middle. Like, hold on, let me start placing down some of the stone. Alright, so let me get the glass in place first. So this is absolute tunnel. We're gonna hope full blocks work. If not, I'll swap them out later. Oh wait, hold up. That's so touch. Let me dig this up real fast. Nah, I'll cut that down. No, I won't. I'll leave it like that. Except for that one. Sleep paralysis for the first time. Interesting. You sure that was sleep paralysis? That just sounds like a rough morning to me. Yeah, if that's like that, let me get rid of this then. Alright, fill that in. Fill that in. Oh wait, no. Fill that in. It's been so long since I've last watched those short films. I'd have to see the designs again and think about it. Alright, so I'll bring this over. Oh, that's what you mean by that. Interesting. Alright, so the water would come down from there. I can probably ignore that. So for this water, it flows forward 1, then 2, and then drops. This one flows forward until there. I have this design in my head and I don't even know how well it's gonna work. I feel like at some point I'm gonna reach water physics that doesn't function how I want them to function. Because I remember when working on the 1.13, that's dark. I remember when working on the 1.13 mob farm. Because if I do that, and then I do that, because now I want the water to go forward. Maybe I should just have it flow all one way. You really did go on a very extensive rant. Well, both of y'all started dropping history. Okay, so I'll bring that over. Because what I really could do is, like, have them go all the way here, drop a block, and then I would keep going. Over-analyzing media. Alright, better way to put it. Because if I have this water here, this doesn't go all the way, it only goes to there. This is very slow water, oh boy. Alright, well, one thing at a time. Howdy, Koski, welcome back. Someone put it there. At this point, I think No! The Skelebums have to be back here. Never mind. Are you the only person who has ever had access to your closet? Alright, so let me think. Because if they could just fall down into here, then I would have to make the water stop here. Okay, so it turns out I will indeed need this. Alright, so this is going to be the last part of water. And then, so it's 7 blocks because the 8th one needs to go up. So that's the one that goes up. I could put glass here if I wanted, which I probably will. Then that just means it just has to go to here. Because I can put 1 water there, and then this will work out fine. Don't worry, Ian. This time you didn't start it. Alright, boop. I'll put that there. Alright, so most of this I could save as glass. Because if I put the water there... Oh wait, this is where I needed the stone. Oh, I guess this can be... So this can be the, this can be the stone here. Then set that down. There we go. He was the one that said Shelfmeister. You're right. I wasn't thinking that far in the past. Alright, so then for here... 22, so I'll need 22 glass, that's okay. But we don't have any stone, so we'll have to go back home and get some of that. I'll probably just grab 2 stacks since I only intend on using it down there. Alright, let's head back home real fast. That's not true, we're not going home, we're going to the warehouse. But that's basically my home with how much time I spent there. And my phone has indeed reached 100% charge. Alright, so we currently have about 45 minutes left of the day. Nope, OBS says 40. 41. No, sorry, 51. I know math under general circumstances. Alright, sun's coming up, better of time. Outlaws trees. They're not outlaws, they just belong in designated areas on this world. I have a couple tree sanctuaries around here. Maybe I should list them. Maybe I should make proper signs that lists all the tree sanctuaries where the trees are allowed to exist. I read 1, maybe 2 Flat Stanley books. And I'm talking the original, because eventually he had his own little mini-series going on, because I guess people really liked Flat Stanley over the other types of Stanley books that were out there. I don't remember how many other non-Flat Stanley's books there were, but I'm pretty sure there are multiple. Plus the Flat Stanley miniseries. Because there is Flat Stanley, Stanley Flat again, and then the miniseries. I don't hate trees. I just chop them down for wood, and then I don't need to replant them. I'm treeist. I can't deny being treeist. I have stone, dirt. I don't know how much of the dirt I needed, but I wanted to grab a little extra anyway for whatever sort of terraforming I would do. I still don't know how I'll get up and down from there, but I'll figure that out later. Alright, so I feel like the creeper side is going to be harder than the skelly bump side because it's a lot of back and forth. I don't even know if it's going to work. I'll just stand in the system and see if it functions for me. And I forgot the redstone torch because I need to fix that. Hold on, before we get back there, let me verify, see how things are going in here. Did I get lucky with any more nest spawning? Oh, why are you a tiny tree? In other news, everything else is already prepared now. I'll take that. Maybe I should just grab some of the... Hello. The honeycombs while I'm here. Scam company. You're right. A bottle of scam company. For some reason, I thought whenever you would craft an item like cake, it would take the buckets out of the crafting grid and put it in your inventory. Maybe they'd stop doing that because what happens if you have a full inventory? I saw that Markiplier clip and I think to myself, it is kind of funny looking back. I thought you spelled, oh no you didn't, that's a K. Markiplier made a video a few years back, 2 or 3 years back, saying, where does honey get the money? And so people have been referencing that clip over the past several months or so. Alright, so I think this works. If I'm correct, the last water should be there. 1.15.2 looks like classic. I suppose so. And yes, howdy Vector, welcome back. Oh wait, does this work? This works, right? Oh wait, hold on, I can't fit through here, oops. Oopsies. Alright, maybe... Oopsies, I did not want that. Hold on, I gotta get more water. Alright, so... what I could do is I could put the water down here instead. Oh, in fact, that's probably what I was planning. There we go. So, they all end up over here. Oh, I might have been one block off. Oops. I'll probably not fix it. I'll just leave the water here. So then that way, I'll have a wall or something there. Why do I play with a classic texture pack? I'm not playing with a classic texture pack. Texture plaque. It's a plaque of all my awards. Or all the things I've done. Anyways, I use a lot of the earliest versions of textures for the reason of that's what I prefer more. There's also a bunch of customized stuff, like you can see the hotbar down there. I swapped armor and hunger. I like this XP bar much more. The modern one's just so dull. I like something more vibrant. Like all this green. Like the trees and the grass. Alright, but I think this side's done. So I'll probably... it's probably safe to fill that in after all. In fact, I'd probably do one more. Alright, so they flow into here, and then that's where I put a stop. So now I'll need to do something similar for the skelly bums. Which means I might have to make them flow this way and dig up some of the wall here. We were talking about the limited series recently, right? Saying how it's so far been positively received. You're right. I could just have one. I have to get one in here first. I don't know if I said limited. I didn't mean to say unlimited. I've not seen Cubico's InfDev series. There are multiple. You know, I can't even say multiple anymore. Nowadays, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people over the past 5 years or so who started making through the version series. I feel like I've made it this far. I don't know what else to use spawners for. This is kind of my last spawner idea. Other than, yeah, because I did the Enderman spawner. I have the villager spawners. I have the arena. What else do I need spawners for? They end up stuck in classic InfDev or early release. Interesting. Some people are just slow to working on their series. Grandpa Buggy's series has been going since 2019, and he's only in the snapshots for 1.2, I thought. I don't think he updated to the full release yet. No, did he make it to the snapshots for 1.3? I feel like I watched the most recent episode, and I forgot what snapshot he was in. I think still in 1.2. Anyways, not important. But yeah, I'm thinking, and I'm thinking I might as well go for multiple skelly bums. You're right, he hasn't talked about the new planks yet. Or what I might end up doing is having this in reverse order. Let me just head up top real fast. Oh wait, you know what I can do? Oops, I can walk off a cliff. Let's not do that. So over here, so this is gonna have to be a little different because I need to make sure the skelly bums go all the way. So this is the end there. And did I wash torches? Sorry, little guy, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, they're just comment starting versions. I see. I feel like if you're gonna start in Classic, though, you might as well start in the earliest. It should be common knowledge these days that it's possible to convert those nearly all limited world sizes. So they start here, but I have to get them over to here. The question is, how far does this water go? I need more water. Oh, wait, hold on. I could just find out. So this is block 8 right here, but I only have to go this far. I'm also going to reset the weather timer real fast. By the time you reach 19A, it's starting to feel much more like Classic. In pre-Classic and early Classic, if you don't know what to do, there's not a lot to do, since there are very few building blocks. The 3DS converter is still making progress, as of, like last week or something. The 3DS converter is still in the works, that's for sure. And then the 624, I don't know. I feel like someone said they wanted to start, and that just hasn't happened yet. Alright. Okay, I think this will work. Let me just place this down real fast. I'll move this out later. I just need to visualize how this is currently looking. When you say it took so long to add more than 4 blocks, are you talking about classic, what was it, 14A, I think? Because 13A, I think there's only 5 blocks if you ignore liquids. It's chiseled. Has that been written down somewhere? Okay, this water might be a little bit too high. I could just push this back. Oh wait, are you talking about modern day versions? Alright, hold on, let me get rid of this real fast. Reset the water heights. What? Torch, what are you doing over there? I didn't know they could flow so far horizontally in water. Oh, you mean classic. Okay, so you mean classic. You do understand it was only Notch working on the game up until around Alpha 1.2, right? It was around November, December, other than C418 for music and Doc for some of the early concept stuff. Notch was the only coder up until around late 2010. Then yeah, I don't know what you mean by if it was Notch making 11A would have 20 blocks right off the start. Because I'm not figuring out what you mean by this. 11A was the first public version that worked. If you ignore 10A, because 10A didn't work. Alright, so yeah, let me go back to water versus, sorry, cobblestone. Yeah, as Ian said, one of the reasons is Notch wasn't anticipating it to be a big game. There's a small project he started, and then that small project kept going, and eventually became the project. Hiccup? I wonder if I could have glass in the sides here, and then just make sure that the roof is covered. I can also be brought down lower. In fact, I think even... I don't know, I guess I'll just leave this here. So here's where things get interesting, because I need to make sure that if there is a Skellybum standing here, I need to make sure that... Oh wait, hold on. Can you still use pressure plates to stop water? Does that still work? Let me just bring that forward. So I need to make sure that if I have a Skellybum here, probably with some tripwire, I'll need to make that tripwire activate something that prevents other Skellybums from showing up. I don't know how much of this stone I'll end up using, but that's alright. Start here. Oh wait, I didn't say tripwire, I said pressure plate. So I could do that by... Oh, you know, I know what I could do. What I could do is have a pressure plate here, and it just straight up activates a piston that's right here. Some point between 25B and 27B, the bug was fixed. I never knew that. Hooray, new bug. New bug discovered. Some people like sticking to the same base for many versions. Other people like moving on. There's no right way to handle new features. There's the go out and get it versus the go move it here. I don't know if I said that right. But it's either go to where the new features are or bring the new features to you, which is what I do. We'll see how I feel by the time we hit 1.18. Alright, so now this can be glass on the sides. Oh wait, hold on, this doesn't need to be so high up. I guess I could just leave it like that to make sure that they go down. But what I need is... this needs to be cobblestone or else they will burn. I do not want my skelebums to burn. It very well could have been fixed without being reported. Anywhere on the discontinued features wiki where it was listed, or was that indeed one of the places you checked? I don't have a way to get up. Oops. Yawn, I say as if it's been a long day. Not particularly. I recorded more developer commentaries for my Triangle game yesterday, and I'm currently working on editing the audio. I'm almost done. I only have one recording left to edit. Then I could start putting them in the game. The flattening 0.5. The 0.5 update. If 1.8 is the flattening 0.5, what is 1.9, 10, 11, and 12? I don't know about... Oh, no, we were talking about 10 and... No, we were talking about 11 yesterday. But 1.9 also changed stuff with potions, right? Would that not be another part of the flattening update? Would it make it 0.6? Version labels. Fun. That's okay, Minecraft has never had a consistent version history. Its entire development period. I guess 1.11 would be 0.7 then. So that's 5, 6, 7, and then flattening 1.0 and 1.13. Alright, hold on, let me organize all that, feel better about myself. I'd probably get rid of a stack of this. So much for bringing more. Turns out I ended up doing more digging. But what I needed was that sticky piston and a pressure plate. I don't watch any ARGs. I'm generally not interested in ARGs. I'd probably have to think back to one that I may or may not have looked into. But other than that, they're not for me. Yay, this still works. Cool. I kind of want to use the wood one to make it stand out against the stone. I don't know if I feel like having it blend in. So, we'll use the oak pressure plate for... Oh wait, hold on, but we're going to have to get the skelly bum onto the pressure plate to begin with. which means I might have to use tripwire after all. Because what's gonna stop this? No, because if decisions. I'll try a pressure plate, see if it fails. Yeah, pathfinding. Minecraft pathfinding words didn't improve until I think it was 1.2. It was either 1.1 or 1.2 that they redid pathfinding and mob AI overall. You know, it might have been 1.1. But yeah, I don't know what Minecraft Pathfinder 0.32 is. Unless that's the ARG you're talking about. Do you think they just copied the data value over, which is why it's like that? It's a version you made for your ARG. Oh. It's probably why I haven't heard of it before then. 2 torches. Oh no. Yeah, I needed sticky pistons, and once I find them. So I need 1 sticky piston. And also will I need any redstone? I'm trying to think. Wonder if I'll be able to just power the dust directly. Mesa, bees, the Utah stream. Interesting connection, but I don't have any denial. Yeah, let me bring some of that. Oh, you know what I could do? What if I put the cobblestone slightly farther back? So what that will do is the skelly bum will have to keep moving a little bit forward. The only problem is what's going to stop him from walking elsewhere. You know, I guess if the skelly bum still sees me, he will keep trying to be as close as possible. Alright, let's see if I can wrap this up in the next 25 minutes. The Nile is in Egypt? Did I mention the Nile? Hold on. I don't think I've seen the Bryce Canyon. I have, however, flown over the Grand Canyon in a small little plane. Something about denial. I get it. Terrible puns every day. I really left all these torches exposed. Maybe I'll put carpet on top of them as well. Speaking of torches, the lamp's gonna keep bothering me. My fault because I don't fix it. Man, look at all these gray buildings. Look at all these gray. Oh, look, wood. And then we're back to gray. I wonder how much cobblestone has been placed in this world. Well, anyways, if I were to move this over, I would need to put the sticky piston like here, which means I think I'd actually need 2 dust. Oops. So the sticky piston would go there. Place that, place the other dust there. When the piston is retracted, it's flush with the floor. So then that way, what'll end up happening is the water will flow in. So whenever there's a skelly bum standing on top of this will happen. I'm not familiar with Mormon lore. I don't know why Utah. I think to myself, Utah doesn't feel like a fun place to live. Visit, sure. But It's in a very, very toasty part of the US. Oops. That's a cliff I fell off. Why are all the buildings gray? I build with cobblestone so much just because I'm used to building with cobblestone back when cobblestone was the primary building material. And I just never moved on from that. Call me set in my ways. I admit that. Maybe it always has been a desert, and always will be. Interesting. I probably should have brought like 3 redstone to begin with. Oh well. This is what happens when you don't plan ahead, and you only plan for exactness. I don't know if exactness is a word, but I'm going to use it. I know precision is more correct, though. There's a question about religion with any religion that has wild mythologies. Would that make it more appealing to average folk, or would that make it less appealing? Is there a psychology behind it? Because I'm not familiar enough with human psychology to know. You know, this keeps bothering me. I feel better. I'll dig up the sand, but I'll dig it up eventually. You know what? We're just going to say goodbye to all of this. Because that 2-block jump, I've watched multiple times these past couple of weeks as I've been working on the Zelenico and the power station and whatnot. So I've seen that 2-block jump so many times, and finally I do something about it. I feel like there should be more like a deterrent than a summoner. What are the chances that the one day we happen to be bringing this up happens to be the one return? Well, I can't say nothing because out of nowhere we were talking about Ryan recently, and then he made a return for 1 or 2 streams. I never thought he was gonna make a comeback because I said a while ago he deleted his Discord account, at least the one I know. I don't know if he created another after. Anyways, let me head back this way. Set down the redstone, and we're gonna test this. We're gonna do a little trial run to see if this functions as I want it to or not. Okay, that part works. Let me just lay down some glass real fast to keep the water contained. That's not gonna make it go up, right? No, because there's still this block. Alright, cool. So, let's do this test run. So, Skelebums spawn over here, right? They're just, you know, doing what they do. They swim and stuff. Do they still jump in water? Because I don't know if this is going to be as effective. This is really slow. And if you jump, you're not moving at all. Oh, what? There's not even force past this. Hold on. I need my bucket back. Okay, well... Does this not work anymore? Every piece of water used to push the player. I'm having doubts. I'm feeling like 1.13 changed this. They just have to fall off of here. Or else I'm gonna have to rely on them pushing each other. Alright, cool. So this part works. They're moving along underneath the shade of the cobblestone. Was there another bug that you found that wasn't documented before? I can't remember. Oh, what? Why do I not go down? What? This water is not as forceful as it used to be with players. Wait, where'd my bucket go? Why is it on the pressure plate? That defeated the purpose of the test. Okay, so that part at least works. You say discovered a time in 327, but I'm pretty sure it was not you who discovered it. Okay, so yeah, that at least, this part works. It might have been that bug. I don't remember if it was known before, but it was definitely brand new to me. Okay, so keep that at 2 all the way over to here. Let's make all this glass 2 blocks tall, then I'll figure out where to put the ceiling from there. So this goes up until that point. That's not true, because they can't fit down there. Oh, in fact, has to go back to here. So then I think this should be safe to go across, because it doesn't drop until there. So this just keeps going forward. Alright, well, there go the last 2 of my torches. Let's catch some Z's, reset the weather timers, then I think it might be time for a full-scale test. Okay, yeah, this doesn't indeed bother me. I should put the glass all the way up to the line here. Oops. Oh wait, you know what? I didn't realize. Maybe I should keep that like that. I can jump over it that way. I guess I can jump over it on this side. But you know what? That's not bad. I could still make it. I don't even know when I'll be in this area anyway. Yeah, I do remember seeing the results. I don't think I commented or made a response, but yeah, I do remember seeing your results and what you were saying about the portals yesterday. I thought that was interesting, based on the structure. Let me clear that, feel a little better about myself. Think we're all good. Oh, no, we're not good. I don't have a way to turn off the lamps, or turn off the thingies. Oop. Alright, decisions. Oopsies. I wasn't watching where I was going. I was trying to look at the structure. Trying to look at my giant cobblestone box. That looks terrible. I should add something. I should do some sort of design work. Because logically, if I wanted, it would be a little offset, but I could fit an 8x8 face for both a creeper and a skelly bum on each of these sides. That would make it look a little more interesting. I'll have to beat next time, which is probably tomorrow. But yeah, I think I do know how I want to decorate this. I don't know what I'll do for the front side. I just leave that cobblestone. But for at least the sides here and this back side, I could put the face of a skelly bum and a face of a creeper. Look, it will be colorful. Yeah, you're probably not the first person to discover it, but if it's not on the wiki, then it's not well known. So that's at least something interesting. I had one half discovery, because the original bug report for mobs suffocating in... what version? It was the version I lost all my iron golems in. Well, anyways, the original bug report didn't mention iron golems, and so iron golems were not included on the list for the wiki or the discontinued features wiki for the potentially dangerous versions. And so I got that updated because I made sure that iron golems were added to the list on both of those. And so now that's a half discovery, because I didn't discover the bug, I just discovered or made known that it was the iron golems that were also affected. Anyways, not important. So I'm thinking, how do I want to do the lights? Let me just hop on in real fast. It'd be nice if I had a nice way to enter the other side. Oh wait, maybe I do. If I set that down. Alright, I can get rid of these torches for now. Unless, I hope something happens to spawn on top of the dirt, but that's low. You know what? No, I will put a torch there. I will feel better if I have a torch on that dirt. You know what? I'll leave that one, but I'll also open up one on this side. Alright, so, for lighting. Because what I'm thinking of doing is have a ring of lights going all the way around the top. Just put the lamps in, and then that way all I would have to do is just put the cobblestone all the way around. Ignoring the middle, I can have a gap there. And huzzah! So the amount of lamps I would need is, let's say I spend 9 for each side, and there's 7 sides, not 8, because I get to share them in the middle. Oh wait, hold on, if I did that, you know what I could do? I could just trim out the entire top layer. I know how I'm gonna do this. That doesn't go all the way up, oops. I'll clean this up later. No, I'll clean it up now. Alright, so what I'm thinking is going all the way around and removing this one layer. We're going to use fortune because this is all cobblestone. I'll just need to find where the middle is. How about I count? As I look down at the time and see we have a little more than 10 minutes left of the day. Is it this one? Yeah, alright, cool. So now, what I would do is put lamps all the way around for each of these. Alright, so... Let's go grab the goods. We're looking at 63. I'll need about 63 lamps. I'm just going to make a stack. So that's 4 stacks of redstone, which is about 28 blocks. 28 blocks plus stack. 28 blocks of redstone plus 4, in addition to a stack of glowstone. Trying to do mental math. Nom 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 nom. Did I just see dirt here and it turned to grass? I think it was one of these blocks. Not important. I still can't believe an Enderman stole one of the dirt blocks underneath that gravel. Similar story. On my beta 1.8 worlds, I have a lot of caves near spawn that have not yet been explored. And so what has happened is there's a lot of Enderman griefings in those caves because they're just dark. I haven't explored them. And so Endermen have been spawning in those caves and moving the stone around. It's a rather crazy process, because some of the caves look super messy, and I wonder just how they used to look. I will say though, I haven't been on that beta 1.8 world for a little while. I want to get back on soon, but I'm really trying to wrap up on my Triangle game. I just want it published. I want people to enjoy it already. Soon. I was hoping by the end of May, as of the most recent deadline, but that's probably not going to happen for how busy I'll be starting this weekend. That's not entirely true. I guess it's just this weekend and next weekend. Yeah, part 4 is already 9 months, I think. 9 months I've been working on it. Oh wait, hold on. If this box is empty, I can put it back. I don't remember the exact date part 4 started, but we've definitely been through a lot. I'm gonna grab all these real fast. Back here, I'll grab some of them. And I make some of those black stone torches we were talking about earlier that I couldn't figure out the joke. So I have that. I needed the spawners and all the lamps. I'll probably hold the spawners on me and then not use them yet. And a dunk. Alright, cool, I did that math correctly. 7 months, not mine. Okay, so we haven't reached the length of a pregnancy yet. There's my stack of lamps. Now I'll need the dust repeaters. Torches for the AND gate. I don't know how much dust I'll need. 9 months. You know, makes sense, right? Alright, so now we're looking for... So, dust lamps, I need a lever. Because I'll need to control the power. I'm gonna feel better about myself and take 2 levers. So let me grab the spawners real fast. There's gonna be regular pig spawners until I get the spawn eggs. Or I guess I could get the spawn eggs now. Ultimate Minecraft pregnancy? Oh no, that's going a little too far. I would hope it never comes to that. I say that now, but I don't know what's gonna happen years in the future. Alright, let me find the records that say Long Haul to the Farlands Part 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, because I don't have any Where Are We Now records. That activated PTSD. Why would you get PTSD from this? What sort of history do you have? Alright, let me go find wherever I put the spawn eggs. Truth be told, I could probably fit all the spawn eggs in one double chest, but we're just gonna leave them as they were. So I'll take one for you. Spawn Skellybum. Did you know that at some point they changed all the spawn entity name to entity name spawn egg? I didn't know that. I don't know when they changed it, but when I was the last couple of times I've been updating the language file, I noticed that. We don't have time for a long story. You're right. We have about 5 minutes left of the day. I'm hoping tomorrow should be a regular stream time. We're gonna have tree trimmers coming over. I don't know how much I'll be required to participate, so we'll see. And then Monday, I don't know what's happening on Monday. I'll figure out what's happening Monday, probably Sunday night. I want to say my current calendar, the current stream schedule has been updated as of this morning. I was originally planning on not streaming on Friday the 30th, but it's looking like my next non-stream day is going to be Monday the 27th. What day is Monday? 26th. I was close. Oh well, one thing at a time. I don't even know if I've added my June stream days yet. June's looking to be average for me until later in the month. Oh, you know what I haven't done? I haven't checked on the bees in a while. You think the baby bees have grown up? Think I could make more bees now? Oh wait, I don't have bone meal to get more of the flowers. Oops. Alright, well while we're here... Yeah, today ended up being a regular stream day after all. Because instead of hanging out for lunch, we'll be hanging out for dinner. Alright, let's bring that over. Alright, let's wrap up on this. So what I'll do is dig up the entire layer all the way around, except for the corners. We'll start here. Howdy, welcome back. I won't be going, or I should say I won't be having another stream later today. Once this one's over, that's going to be it. Oops, there's some cobblestone. Hopefully I'm lucky and the cobblestone will end up down there. Right where I want it. You know what I realize? I have one mob at a time for the skelly bums, but I don't have one mob at a time for the green beans. That's not going to be a problem, right? Probably not. Famous last words. This should be over, says OBS, in about a minute and a half. On Monday or Tuesday, I ended up going 4 minutes over. I really was focused on building those shelves, or something like that. The conversation as well. Alright, and I was right. One left over. Alright, cool. So now what I have to do is I have to take one power signal from over there, run it this way. But we're not going to do that today. I'll put that, or I should say I'll run that wire later. Step one, let's just lay down the dust all along here. I'll need to keep this side clear if I really do want to put the faces. Let me grab more of that real fast. Well, the question is then, where do I run the wire? I guess it would make the most amount of sense if I wanted to run the wire on this backside, since I don't plan on having any pattern over here. Which means I need to make sure that it reaches the floor. You know what? I wonder if I could run the wire, squeeze it through here. So what if I were to just build a staircase right around here or so? And then this just has to reach the top part, connect. I'm gonna get really low on the signal strength though. So what I'll probably do for now, I'll keep that there. Then I think I'll have to, this is okay, right? Yeah, because it powers the block next to it. So I can do this, and then now it's pretty much just get the signal as far as I can. You want to see his gym crush today? Sounds like he's gonna have a good time then. Alright, there we go. So I'll figure out the the lever control later, but let me take a quick look inside and see how it's going. Oh yeah, this should be plenty bright to stop the spawning, I hope. Hold on, let me just grab this real fast and get an estimation, because if this is the middle right here, what's the light level? Oh boy, they might still spawn right around here. I might have to put a lamp in the very middle up top. And we've definitely gone 1 minute over. So the last thing I'm going to do is put that one lamp there. And then yeah, that'll be that. So yeah, if y'all have any final thoughts, start saying them now, as we'll be back again next time. We'll be back again next time, working more on the record farm, and hope I can get it done. There's not much left to do. All the hard part's done. Let me just go through here real fast, verify that nothing fell. And I was right. Had to pick that up. Set that back down. Set that back down. So yeah, say your final thoughts, and then that is indeed all it for today. Thank you all for watching. Bye.